there are certain solemnities, sisters and brothers, that when they fall in ordinary time, on a Sunday in ordinary time, they bump. That's a technical term, you see. They bump the Sunday. They overrule the Sunday. And today, sisters and brothers, even though it's ordinary time, you'll notice that Deacon Gary and I are not wearing green, we're wearing red, because today is one of those solemnities. And indeed, sisters and brothers, an ancient solemnity indeed, at least since the 4th century. June 29th, and of course this is a vigil of that celebration, has been celebrated as the solemnity of Saints Peter and Paul. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, how is it possible that such important saints as St. Peter and St. Paul have to share a feast day? In fact, they share 2 feast days, but that's a subject for a different homily. Of course, we know, sisters and brothers, sacred tradition tells us that they were martyred on the same day in Rome, and that's no accident. Of course, sisters and brothers, as we just heard, Jesus tell St. Peter there on the shores of the Sea of Tiberias that when Peter grows old, he will stretch out his hand to someone else who will address you and lead you to where you do not want to go. And sacred tradition tells us pretty much it's exactly what happens. And yet, sisters and brothers, he also gives Peter this commandment, yes? Feed my lambs, tend my sheep, feed my sheep. And we hear him exercise, sisters and brothers, while still in Jerusalem, Christ's healing ministry. Neither silver nor gold, what I do have, I give you. In the name of Jesus Christ, the Nazarene, he healed, he preached. And then there's St. Paul. We heard, those of you biblical scholars know very well, sisters and brothers, and what we heard St. Paul himself tell us today, how he persecuted the Church of God beyond measure and tried to destroy it, back when he was better known as Saul of Tarsus. But when God called him through his grace and was pleased to reveal his Son to him, that he might proclaim him to the Gentiles, to say that he was called by a special grace to go and to proclaim the good news to all the other nations. And yet we also hear, sisters and brothers, how Paul, recognizing the authority of the church, went up to Jerusalem to confer with Cephas. Cephas, of course, you biblical scholars also know, is just the Aramaic form of Peter. We celebrate, sisters and brothers, St. Peter and St. Paul. We celebrate 2 very different men with 2 very different ministries. But they had the same love of Jesus Christ and the same zeal for witnessing the gospel. We are called, sisters and brothers, as we celebrate these 2 great important saints who share a feast day, who share the crown of martyrdom on the same day, to meditate that despite how different we all are, we are called each in our various dispositions, in our personalities, in our vocations, to go out and witness the good news of Jesus Christ. Because it was through St. Peter and St. Paul that God gave his church the foundations of her heavenly office. And we witness and we benefit from their ministry, from their mission, and from their martyrdom. And in that ministry, and in that mission, and even in that martyrdom, to all the earth their voice resounds, to the ends of the earth their message. We celebrate two great saints, so essential to the earliest days of the church. And we recognize in them that we are called in our disparate, in our different callings and experiences to bear witness to the good news of Jesus Christ. And praise be Jesus Christ. Now